Welcome back, and today what we're doing is I wanted to real quick go over my anti-air arena team before it ends. And I know this video is going to come out after it ends, but it'll come back around next week. So I have it's not an uncommon team, but it's a team I don't see very often, and I have had a lot of success with it. It's actually the only team that I've been able to push to Apex Overlord on, and as you can see right now I'm sitting at 175. Now this is early on in the week, so that's not too impressive, but I mean it is a ways up there. And 175, well 175 now apparently. So if you're looking at people within this range, we're looking at Ingrid team, that's an interesting team too. Gone. Yovar with these guys. I mean, there's a lot of variation in it, but my team is using Kai. Now this isn't representation of the BP. It's around 507, I think. It's just currently my people are ungeared. I auto fight, then take over depending on the fight. So for a team like this, I would take it over because normally this team around round 5 is when I should be able to beat them. And it's specifically round 5, and there's a difference on who you're fighting, on how you're gonna arrange things. So the main thing is I always let this first portion go auto because that doesn't change. The part that changes is the next part. So I let that hit a couple times, then I do her ult, she'll kill this guy off, and then I could just put this on 2 times while I take down the damage. Now this is going to be the same for any non-Yuri team. If you don't have, if you're not going against a Yuri team and you have Yuri, then this is simply just where you're going to be taking a lot of a lead there. Next up, if you're not fighting a Yuri team, I can put Kai down. So when I put Kai down, he's pretty close to having his ult, and this is why I use him. Because I could sit here, do his ult, and that round is done. So if this makes it past this, we can kind of show how the rest of the team goes. Good. So round 5 should be the make or break point. This round, I'll likely lose. I'm okay with losing this round because I want Kai to build his rage back up, and I want their Kai and Yuri's ultimate to be ready for round 5. So I'll take a good bit of damage here. I'll probably go down to 40-50%, maybe even less because my people actually did quite a bit of damage there. But now at the beginning of this round, what I could do is I could wait till the 2 flying guys in the back, these 2 guys, come out in the back. I could do Yuri's ult, Kai's ult, and it should take out that wave. So I always wait till Yuri, or till the first squid guy comes out the back. I do Yuri's ult. I wait till he's about halfway out, and I do Kai's ult, and there it is, and Yuri takes out the rest of it. And that finishes off this wave. As you can see, I did lose 1 round, but this had enough time to take out about 50% of his health, and it's as simple as that. Kai has a huge amount of burst here, and it is amplified with his exclusive weapon, or not weapon, but piece. So I'll go ahead and accept this real quick so we can go back in there. Now there are teams that I don't fight with this team. Lady Alexander teams, these are a huge amount of RNG. Sometimes it'll win, sometimes it'll lose. It's as simple as that. We'll fight this one. There's a possibility we lose. It's not that big of a deal. So I will show you his, well, what I'll do is I'll show you at least his gear. I think I have a gear set changed or saved. Hold on. All right, here we go. It is this gear set right here. So as you can see, he goes down to about just over 15k attack. He's got 100% crit rate, 350 ish, no, not quite that high, but 300 ish on the crit damage, lower rage regen, about 30%. But that's about what I have him at. Let's see. Yuri, I will show her gear real quick. I'm not going to change just because I'm not sure exactly how I have these people geared currently. But Yuri's sitting around 15k attack, close to 16 it looks, just under 400 attack speed, 100% crit rate, and about 350 on the crit damage. So they're not built bad, don't get me wrong. They're definitely built good. And she normally has the Blight Caller's Claw on. That can be changed for Spirit Siphon. Ultimately, her ult will take advantage of Spirit Siphon more than this, I believe. But honestly, I've had better luck with the Blight Caller's Claw, so there's that. Kai, I would like to eventually probably change out this. This is what he's using, which it's fine. He doesn't get hit, so the HP doesn't really matter. But the crit damage, I don't know if it's the best. I could sit here and go with Sharpshooter's Crest, which would increase his AoE damage by 30%, which would likely do more burst. I'm just not entirely sure how his basic attack gears up, and I haven't done enough testing to really break it down. So pretty much it deals 110, 120% damage to up to 5 enemies in range. The way this comes out is it looks like it's 5 separate shots. So I'm not sure if it actually counts as AoE damage. I know his ultimate definitely counts as AoE damage, but I don't know if his physical attack, his basic attack does. Pretty much the ultimate is where he does most of his damage, and you can kind of see it here, that explosion there. Pretty much he launches a cluster projectile at the farthest one enemy in range, causing an explosive impact upon contact. The explosion deals 550, that is skilled up, % damage, AoE damage to up to 10 enemies nearby, and releases up to 3 small bombs. Each bomb flies towards a nearby enemy, dealing 200% AoE damage to up to 5 nearby enemies. The cluster projectile can trigger every worm snare within the blast radius as well. So pretty much what this does is it just produces a ton of AoE damage. And in a small cluster like this, when you release 3 cluster bombs as well that are also doing 200% AoE damage, if you only have 5 targets in this area, you're doing 550% AoE damage and then 200% AoE damage 3 times. So you're talking 1150 AoE damage in just a very quick burst. It's a ton of damage. On top of that, after the cluster projectile hits, increases damage dealt to airborne units by 20% for all marksman allies on the field for 15 seconds. So after he hits with his ult, if by chance something is still alive, Yuri's doing more damage to him. So it's a large amount. Now, this is an A5 Kai, so there are a lot of things that he gets here. One, the worm snare doesn't really matter here. They do explode when he does his ult, though, I believe. And what that does is it triggers a defense reduction. I have Theowin in here for a defense reduction, so that's not important. His A2 is huge because it's a -3 cost. This allows you to get him down quicker. His A3, this is a huge increase because each cluster projectile launched by Doomsday Cluster releases up to 3 extra small bombs after the explosion. So this adds a potential other 600% damage, if I'm reading it correctly. His A4 increases his penetration, so he does a little bit more damage. And then his A5, when Eradication Protocol is triggered, increases the affected target's damage to airborne units by an extra 10%. So instead of this being 20%, it's now 30% for 15 seconds. Either that or it is still 20%. We can look at him in the gallery real quick, actually, because that won't have the bonus. Let's see. Yeah, so this goes up to 20%, so it would be 30% after his A5. So he fills a lot of roles here. He does a ton of AoE damage. He supports Theowen and Yuri and Yovar. So let's go ahead and get into this fight, see how it goes. This one, like I said, I may lose. He's a pretty high BP as well, so this is going to be a fairly difficult one. The placements on this one really depend on the RNG with Lady Alexandra. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. If the Lady Alexandra doesn't target the second unit here on spawn, I can just kind of go with the same strategy as I did the last time. It won't go as fast, it won't go as well, but there is there's the possibility that he's timed his Lady Alexandra out right, and the ultimate will hit, this last guy will die, and it'll be that I have to put Theowen out and I have to play the long game. So allow those few hits, I ult, and let's see if the RNG is with me. No, it is not. So this is going to have to be a Theowen. So Theowen, I could either put Theowen here or on the tile behind him. It doesn't really matter either way because he's in a Piercer comp. He reaches all the way out anyways. This, he just is a little bit closer, to be honest. So this round, the way we're going to take care of this round is we're probably going to ult with Yuri just to kind of get these guys out of there. And we're going to lose this round more than likely, and probably the next round. Theowen's here for the slows and just for the defense break. So ult with Yuri, and it looks like, okay, we won this round. That's more than what I expected, to be completely honest. This round, we just slow roll. We're going to lose this round for sure, although his Lady Alexandra didn't target these other guys, so that did work out in our favor. That allows us to build some more time. Because the biggest thing is that wave 5, we want to have Kai's ult and Yuri's ult ready, just so we can take that large burst right off the bat. Theowen, doesn't matter, we can ult with him and get these kills. Perfect. Okay, we won this round too. This is going a lot better than I expected, which worries me because normally when it goes better, that means I'm going to lose. So we wait for that flying guy to come out, do that, and then we go ahead and do this. Ton of damage, and done. So Lady Alexandra did target this guy, which is unfortunate. That was the guy who would take the longest to kill. And we're just gonna fast forward this. Are we gonna have enough damage? Yovar would go back here if we got that far. So as you can see, I managed to win that one. Lady Alexandra, there's a ton of RNG with that. Lady Alexandra can be just as fast as Yuri, as you saw, but there's a lot of chance within it. So let's see. Here's another Yuri team. Well, actually, this is a good team to show this against. A Praetus Ingrid team. Although this also has Lady Alexandra, so we'll see how this goes. This one is a little sketchy. There's a lot that could go odd with this one. So let's just do a quick fight here. 542 BP also. That is a ton of BP. This team has taken on teams of this caliber before. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys the Kai exclusive weapon, or amulet. So I will show that as well. So let's go ahead and stop this so I could time this out. The Praetus ult will probably take care of, yep. Or Praetus button will take care of those guys. That's suspected. Okay. Ult there. Okay, so we could slow roll this one. Lady Alexandra did not get the ult off to target them, and she can't do her ult until people are within range. So that's good for us. That means we can slow roll this, we can get Kai down before Theowen, and we can cluster bomb this wave, which should give us a good bit more of a lead. And right there. Perfect. Alright. So there's that. Fast forward here. And then next person we get down is Theowen. That way we could slow this next wave. This next wave we're going to lose to. He's going to be getting Ingrid out here soon. Yep, there's Ingrid. And Ingrid is going to destroy this wave, especially since Lady Alexandra here got her ult and targeted this back guy. This wave, this is going to do a ton of damage. This is probably going to take me down to like 30%, to be honest. Although I didn't expect that first guy to survive as long as he did. So I might be safe at around 50%. Not that big of a deal though, because wave 5 is where we're looking to take the cake here. Okay, about 65. So this wave is the wave that we're looking for. So we're looking to ult here, and then ult here. And good. And that should be a win right there. As you see, there's still very high health, and we're good. So this team can take down very strong people, as you can see there. It can also lose. It's not an unbeatable team. Like this team, there's a very good possibility this team beats me. This team also, although I will say Ymir can sometimes screw your team over, because Ymir will freeze people farther back and keep them out of range of people like Yovar or Hatsut for a longer period of time. Lady Alexandra teams, I try and stay away from them, to be completely honest. I try and stay away from them because there's so much RNG with them. I fought that one because I gotta show off the team, gotta show what it can do. I got lucky with the win. But let's see. This team would be a good example of one that I just keep on auto for a little bit. Now they have higher BP than me, but that's mainly due to Ymir. Now Ymir, it's also adding an extra 4% or 6% damage for the people on their team, because he is a 2 at least. If he was a 0 or a 1, he would only add 4% damage. So he won this round. He got that ult off a little bit faster than me. Not that big of a deal. We get Theowin down next. In the auto, I placed him back here. Like I said, it doesn't particularly matter. We lose this round too. This one I am going to take over because I think my timings are a little bit off. So we're going to get Yuri's ult here, which should take down that last guy. Perfect. Now we have these squid guys. We want these squid guys to survive long enough to get Kai out, and ideally get Kai out and his ultimate ready. So we slow them down, and we're gonna lose this round, but that's fine. This isn't the round that we normally win. This is the round that I always say that we're gonna lose. I always plan on losing round 4, just to make sure I'm ready for round 5. As long as it doesn't kill my team, I try not to use any ults. So we ult with Yuri, then we ult with him, and unfortunately, because these guys got a little bit out of range, the ult didn't kill that one. It didn't quite reach, which is unfortunate. So you see, that slow kept that one out of Hatsut's range for a long time, and that's one of the downsides of Ymir here. This squad I very well may lose against, but like I said, that's always a possibility. So we'll go ahead and ult with Kai. He'll take down these first 2 guys. Well, no, it won't, but that's okay. Yuri will clean up the rest, and especially since she's currently got 20 or 30% increased damage against these guys, and Yovar probably does too, because all of them were hit with those cluster bombs. That's a ton of damage. This team, again, Kai will sit there, ult on, see if we could take down a good number of these guys. Theowin, slow him down, and Kai's already almost back to his ult again. The more people he kills with his ult, the faster he gets back to it. We lost this round, but that's fine. Not gonna ult with anybody here. Next round. Let's see, this is one of the fights that is good to show because it shows kind of the later rounds. It does show the survivability of this team. I have gone all the way to 9 rounds with this team. This round really depends on where it goes. And like I said, these guys do have a high BP, so it is a little iffy. So there's that. And at this point, we're pretty much just ulting with everybody when it makes sense. Obviously, if there's one person there, I'm not going to ult with Kai unless it's essential or we're looking at a loss, right? But in situations like that, where, I mean, we're looking at potentially getting some leak through here. So there's a good possibility this is where we lose right here, because they're out of range for, what's her face here? Yuri, and he's doing a ton of damage to me, and I don't have these killed yet. So this is probably where we're going to lose. I don't see a victory here, but that's fine. Like I said, it's not a flawless team. It does take its losses. But it is a team that I've shown to the people in my guild, and it's one of the few teams that people are like, I'm actually disappointed I don't have an A5 Kai now. So I did want to show it off a little bit. I wanted to show what it could do and show how it could perform, because it's a pretty solid team here. I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not going to drop out of Overlord with this, so, well, there's no Yuri teams here, unfortunately. But let's see, let's go against this team. We'll auto fight this, see how it goes on the auto all the way through, and I'll leave it at that. So, like I said, this first round, I'll walk through the auto. First round, we put Yuri down. She kills these first guys without ulting. We put Dao Chan down as soon as we can after Yuri, and she gives Yuri a Wings of Grace buff. Once Yuri is down, as soon as she's down, we switch her to the Inspiration mode. Third is Theowin. We put Theowin down. He slows the people, does a defense break, and Yuri takes care of that third wave with her ult if need be. Fourth wave, we lose, but Yuri and Kai build up their ult. Yuri should ult before Kai, which she didn't. That was bad timing on the auto, but that would have been a victory on that round. So this one we're probably going to lose here, because they just have more single target DPS. We do not have any real strong single target. Yovar here, he does a ton of damage, but he doesn't do enough to take out those guys. And so we got a little victory there, not quite enough. If they have somebody who leaks through, that'll be the biggest thing for a victory. But if we have somebody who leaks through, like it's looking like, well, it doesn't matter, we lost right here. So we could have actually killed that squad. But that's how the auto goes. Like I said, normally I take it over and could do a bit better. That team I could probably beat with the takeover, but that's where it is. Let me know what your anti-air team is. Oh, and I almost forgot still to show his exclusive piece. So his exclusive piece here is this. It is a Cataclysm set, so upon landing critical hits with basic attack, he increases damage by 10% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. This is a 50% damage increase, not basic attack damage increase, just damage increase. So this does work with his ult. It's just he has to land basics to build up to it. And his exclusive is he deals 12% more damage to targets beyond 1 tile. So just a flat 12% increase of damage. So with this and a full set, he's doing 62% extra damage to enemies that are at least 1 tile away. So yeah, let me know what your guys' anti-air team is. Let me know how it's performed for you, how far it's pushed you. Like I said, right now I'm ranked top 300, not quite high enough in points for Apex Overlord, but Apex Overlord currently only has, let's see, 58 people in it. So it's not a huge amount of people in there. And I think I actually got a victory against him earlier. But let me know where you're sitting at with Arena, and if you're actually pushing it now that the new gear raids are, well, by the time this video comes out, will be out. Because Lady Alexandra looks like a huge boon for these, and the new codex she's also huge for. There's a lot of places where Lady Alexandra is looking to be one of the best units in slot. So let me know what you think of it. Are you pushing Arena? Are you hoping for another way to get Lady Alexandra? And yeah, I'll do this to, oh boy. Yeah, if this helped you out at all, definitely like it, subscribe, comment below what your teams are. I could definitely use some pointers for AoE and single target. Currently these are my teams. I'm not sold on them 100% just yet. I'm still definitely in the switching realm and testing realm of these teams, because these teams, this one has helped me out in Apex Overlord. The single target I don't think has, and I think that's mainly just the gearing, honestly. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.